Well, here we are in Mont-Tremblant, Quebec for the launch of the all-new 2014 Nissan Rogue. Typically, when there's a Canadian launch of a vehicle in the winter, they take us south, somewhere warm. Not the case with Nissan. They want to showcase their new small SUV in the environment in which it's used by a lot of Canadians, and that's winter time. So we're starting out here in Mont-Tremblant, and then we're heading to an ice circuit where we get to drive with the all-wheel drive system on sheet ice. So that's going to be kind of interesting. The Nissan Rogue is all new for 2014. It's got more space on the inside, and they're calling it Everyday Premium.
Really, the whole concept behind the vehicle was kind of everyday premium. So things like panoramic moonroof standard on the mid-level trim, power liftgate, a round view monitor. It's a very premium vehicle, and even the LED accents in the headlamps to sort of deliver that premium experience. Fuel economy is a big consideration in the C-segment crossover, which the Rogue is in, but also utility. It is a sport utility vehicle, so those basic fundamentals of efficient and useful are a priority for development. The overall vehicle actually got about 25 millimeters shorter, so it's very maneuverable and great for parking. We got a little bit wider and a little bit taller to maximize the interior cargo space, and that allowed us to do things like add the third row. We pushed the wheelbase back a little bit to make more space for that second row, which also slides for more utility and functionality. So all that works together to bring those elements together. Canadians use their C-segment crossovers for everything. And the reality is, a lot of us are in this situation. You've got two kids, grandma comes in for the weekend, or a friend's buddy needs to go to hockey practice. So the ability to flip up the third row for that occasional use situation provides a lot of incremental utility and value. It's not a full-time three-row, it's not a D-segment like a Pathfinder, like interior volume and space, but it's great for that occasional use. People that don't need the bigger full-size SUV, but you can deliver some of that utility in a compact package.
Most compact SUVs have a rather simplistic interior, sometimes fitted with soft-touch materials, but rarely do they look upscale. Nissan has done a good job of delivering a pleasant-looking dash with the features people really want. Just because this isn't a mid-size SUV doesn't mean Canadians don't want the finer things.
And so what we've done is we have two panels in the back that allow up to 18 different configurations to separate dry from wet. You can create a shelf, you can create a little compartment. There's a lot of utility to be able to maximize the use of the cargo space in the back of the vehicle.
Now, how does this vehicle drive on the open road here? Now, what I've noticed, if they made the steering heavier when you get up to highway speeds, it tracks down the road better, and it also makes the vehicle feel more solid. The suspension has a little bit of that SUV, traditional SUV feel that a lot of people want. Sure, they want the car-like ride with the handling, but they also want it to have a little bit of truckiness, and it does do that. Love the interior. It really works well. Now you can get 7 passengers here in a small crossover. So all that technology is embedded in the vehicle, but they've also improved the price, and that's definitely going to be the most attractive to many Canadians.
We did make some adjustments to the engine, all new transmission, a lot of work on aerodynamics. We actually have a spoiler on the muffler underneath the vehicle to make sure the airflow is smooth under the vehicle, and also just overall mass management, so it's got an aluminum hood and a composite rear liftgate. We have over 1 liter per 100 was the improvement. We're down to 6.2 liters per 100 on the all-wheel drive on the highway. On the front-wheel drive is actually 6 liters. So it's a C-segment crossover, really delivering even C-segment sedan-like fuel economy.
One of the reasons Nissan brought us here was to experience the Rogue on an ice course. Our professional driving instructor, Mary, was our guide around the circuit, set up to test drive the ride and handling in real Canadian winter conditions. First, we went around the track without any stability or traction control. Then we went around the track with everything turned back on, and the difference really was impressive.
And now we had a hard time on that curve. We'll see the difference this time. Yeah. Braking the inside wheel in order to make it turn. There's the active ride control that makes everything smoother. There's the active trace control that helps rotate the car when needed. So that's exactly what we felt right now.
It's like night and day.
Yes. So when you have your family in the car, for example, you don't really want to slide outside, go outside. You want to keep it on the track. So all those systems, of course, help a lot.
This new 2014 Rogue is really a nice package for the Canadian market. They've made it bigger with the option to get 7 seats, but with 4-cylinder efficiency. The great thing about the Nissan Rogue is that they've made all of these improvements, including the stability and traction control with this all-weather packaging that is cheaper than the outgoing model. So the Nissan Rogue is nicely packaged for our Canadian winters.
Want more? Extended reviews of many of our segments are available online at drivingtelevision.com.